There is a website called ADP list, okay? So where there are seasoned UX UI designers who mentor freshers and beginners.
Actually, the portfolio is the resume for the UX design.
Okay.
So it's all about the showcasing your skills and your problem-solving mindset, everything.
In my point of view, I think women are more empathetic than men. So I would suggest more women to come into UX. So they can provide more meaningful solutions.
Regarding the portfolio to land a job, there is a saying like nowadays UX designers and UI designers are doing a cookie-cutter portfolio.
Okay. In this particular episode, we will be discussing about what are the challenges faced by UI UX community, the job aspects, as well as the skills that needs to be improved by UI UX designers. While we are talking about the skills, what are the other skills you think that UI UX designers should possess? As we discussed in segment 1, there were so many skills that you said you guys, improved while you are working at jobs, right? Apart from that, what do you think that UI UX designers should have?
I think keen observation to problems, right? So identifying a problem. So that's an important skill a UI UX designer should have. Okay. Other than that, adaptability. So sometimes the problems will be like it cannot be solvable at a single stage. We need to do some kind of iterations. Sometimes there are problems which can be solved at a single stage. So you need to adapt to both the things, and you need to have that. You will be having a business needs, and they have some deadlines as well, right? So you need to adapt to also what can be done in the short time and what can be done to make solutions that are efficient to the users, right? So you cannot ask for infinite amount of time. So, I mean, if there is infinite amount of time, we can give delightful solutions, or we can give meaningful solutions to the user. But on a business stand, we cannot ask that much time later.
Yeah.
So, they will use 1 month or 1 week maybe. So, based on their urgency or importance, right? So, that adaptability is a very important thing. And like I said, empathy. So, empathy with the users. Okay, so that adaptability is for the business side. So that the empathy is for the users side. So you need to have that you need to empathize with the users to understand their problems so that you can create solutions that are meaningful to them. Okay. And then after that, the common ground which I was implementing again and again. Right? So that common ground is that because we are the representatives of the users to the stakeholders.
Of course. Okay?
So we need to have that we need to find that common ground at any task which we are assigned, we are getting assigned, right? So we need to find that common ground, and we need to work as per the schedule or as per the deadline. So I think these 3 skills will make you a good or successful UX designer, apart from the skills which we mentioned earlier.
So for anybody to be an expert, it does take and I would not say ample amount of time, but at least some amount of time. But how can actually a beginner practice UI UX designing without any client base or without any projects in hand? So what would be the process?
Okay, so for a beginner to start with UX design, they first need to understand the basics of UX and UI. So they have to learn all the resources, like there are free resources available, and they have to master a tool called Figma or Adobe Instinct and Sketch. There are these design tools, right? So they have to master the tool. After that, they go to like the design challenges. There are like design communities available, so they can join the communities, and they'll be hosting like the design challenges. So you have to take part in these design challenges in 30 days or 60 days kind of things. So you'll be like familiar with the UI part in those design challenges. And after that, like I said, I joined a hackathon. In my introduction, I said, So like that, they can also go for hackathons or workshops. So they can have a project, they'll form a team. Or they can go to the network events, so they can form a team and they can work on a project.
Okay.
Otherwise, they can volunteer in some non-profit organizations, or they can go to their local businesses. So if they need a website or a mobile app, they can tell them like I'm a UX designer, I can build you a website mobile app. So I'll be happy to help you. So then they get a real client, right? So they can work on that project.
Okay.
These are like some of the ways they can have experience without a real.
In addition to that, I may suggest a way which everyone can use, not just beginners or intermediate or experienced.
Sure.
So things like on a daily basis, right? We use a lot of apps on a daily basis. We use a lot of products on a daily basis, right? So if you are a proper UX designer, if you want to become a proper designer, look for problems in all the products which you use.
Okay.
So, for example, and find solutions for them is the process which I suggest. So, for example, we all do UPI transactions on a regular basis daily, right?
Yeah.
But there is a moment which we all face an anxiety moment, right? So, after we enter the PIN number, right? Whenever the loader starts loading, we will be like, actually, whether the transaction will be successful or not, what will happen, whether the amount will go or not, whether we have cash, if the transaction goes unsuccessful, whether we have cash in our portfolio, right? So that's a pain point which everyone faces.
Yeah, sure.
Not just UX designer, not just you. Right?
Even today morning, I had the same problem.
So everyone. So this is a pain point which anyone can solve.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs not to be seasoned UX designer or a beginner. Anyone can solve this problem, like providing a progress indicator or something like that. So the only that solutions may vary, but only thing is, anyway, you will have a problem to solve, right? That's the main purpose of the UX design.
Yeah.
So like that, there are lots of apps. Like, I mean, if you say like seasoned apps like Swiggy, Zomato, everyone has a problem, or everyone has an opportunity to improve the UX user experience.
Yeah.
So you can look for that problems and then work on it and put it in a portfolio. That will be an added advantage to any of them.
Sure. So while you guys, while we were talking about how you people started as UI UX designers, right? Both of you did say that you went to boot camps and you attended workshops, etc. So Kiran, can you tell our audience how could they help themselves? Are there any specific things that they can look out for as beginners, as aspirants? Is there any particular events that they have to look out for? Networking, as Anitha mentioned very well, networking events that are big that they can go and they can benefit out of it, etc.
Actually, Lollipop Studio, that's an agency, design agency called Lollipop Studios, right? So they are one of the top in the industry. So they annually they conduct an meetup kind of thing called Design at Tea. Okay, so like that, there are lots of companies that are doing like that. Okay, even Swiggy also, I think they does like that on a annual basis or half-yearly basis. So in Bangalore, there are lots of design committee meetups. So they can attend that meeting, they can network there, and they can find out look for more opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing for if they want to think, or otherwise maybe there is a website called ADP list. Okay. So where there are seasoned UX UI designers who mentor freshers and beginners. So you can get consult them. It is totally free, I think. So you can consult them. You can have a call with them, and they can help you get into. I mean, they can give you a formatted plan to follow to achieve your dream job or the job in UX.
Understood.
Personally, ADP list is a good resource. Okay, so I have personally used ADP list when I was searching for a job. So I got a mentor there, and he mentored me for like 4 months in straight.
Oh, nice.
It's all free.
Okay.
So he's having like 4 years of design experience. So he's a senior designer. So before joining the industry, I got advice from the senior designer. So it's all free. Maybe everyone can use it.
Yeah.
And also there's a site called Eventbrite. There will be like online design workshops.
Sure.
Posting there. So some of them are free, some of them are paid. Maybe we can use that.
Sure. Amazing. So while you guys are giving out resources and everything, right? How important do you think is a portfolio while applying for a UI UX job role?
And it's it's like you need air for breathing, right?
Yeah.
You need a portfolio for a designer.
Okay.
So it's very, very important. When compared to when I enter the industry, now it's very competitive right now. Okay, so everyone is pouring into UI UX design, not just architects, developers are coming. Everyone, any non-tech jobs, they are also coming. It's they all are welcome here, but they need to survive in this field, right?
Yeah.
So they need to have that portfolio. So and the portfolio should not be just like redesigning of this app or that app kind of thing. They need to solve some problem and they need to present it to the interviewers or thing. So showing that I found a problem here and I solved it through this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So that will help them secure a job or secure an interview in the first place. So,
Okay.
So portfolio is a must. Either Beyond portfolio is little outdated, right? So having a personal website is you have a better chance of getting.
Okay. So while we are talking about how to build a portfolio, like, especially for UI UX designers, right? Is a resume and a portfolio, how can they, collaborate both of this and make it look good? How do you think it could be that?
Actually, the portfolio is the resume for the UX design.
Okay.
So it's all about the showcasing your skills and your problem solving mindset, everything. So in a portfolio, we'll be having around, so a designer should have around 2 to 3 solid case studies if you are beginning and looking for a job.
Okay.
So in those 2 to 3 case studies, you will be having like the entire design process, which we have discussed.
Yeah.
So they should be mentioning all the thought process, and the important thing is attention to details, because they have to mention why they took that decision and why not they took this decision, previous decision, or what they changed. Like if it's a redesigning project, there will be a live website right now, right?
Yeah.
So as Kiran said, there will be some problems which need to be improvised. So you have to find out those problems. And then you have to say these are the problems. Because of these problems, the user retention rate is very less, bounce rate is very high, etc. So after that, you have to give solutions to those problems, which will be fixed in the next version or something. So in the redesign part, what the users do is they have to do the before and after screens. In the after screens, that problem should be fixed.
Okay.
So, and that is one way they can do the portfolio. And another way is they can add features adding. So there will be a live product. They can come up with the feature ideas and they can design a whole case study around it. Or they can build a new case study from the scratch. But one suggestion is don't go for the common e-commerce apps or food apps.
Okay.
Those kind of things, because it's quite usual. Just find a problem statement. Maybe it might be a real problem statement, or work with the volunteering works, or find a client and do the job there. So it will be helpful.
The thing is not just redesigning the thing or just designing an UI screens won't won't qualify you to the interview call, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have the problem solving. Either you should have solved the problem, or after you design, if you have done user testing and you did some changes based on the data from the user testing, right? That would give you an edge over the others.
As UI UX designers, right? What are the major challenges that your community mainly faces? The entire community of UI UX designers as a whole. Yeah.
As a community, I feel like we are underestimated, or we are not utilized properly.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe in India, since it's a field, right?
Of course.
So as of now, the common ideology behind UI UX design is, if you go with the requirement, they just design UI screens, or they just design a product kind of thing.
That's all we know. That is all we know.
Even companies, everyone has that perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we are involved more into the business needs, okay. If you are giving me we need to improve the conversion rate, or we need to give. I mean, marketing teams, they will have standard revenue targets, right?
Yeah.
So if we are also involved in that process, means we can help what the users want. So we know what the users want or what the user will feel. So how to go to the revenue? How to go to the revenue thing? We may help through design thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, which can save a lot of costs and time and all.
Yeah.
But it takes time to go to the perfect thing. But it will help us a lot. It will help the company a lot if UX designers are utilize more
properly.
So I think as a community, we are a little bit underestimated. We are just involved in the ending process kind of thing.
Okay.
So from the start itself, if we are involved, we as a representative of users will fight for what we want.
May it be content writing, sales, marketing, everything was actually very well done, and actually were dominated by men. But it was done very well in an excellent way. But unfortunately, there was no room for women. Is that the same thing that is happening right now? Because UI UX design is a very, I cannot say a baby, but it has bloomed really well. But still, as we were talking about, just discussing about the challenges that are existing in India. So what do you think about that?
Okay, so when it comes to women as UX and UI designers, I don't think there is any partiality between men and women in the field. Because if you have certain skills and there is no such a big deal that you should be a man so that you can be a UX designer or you can be an architect. So women are there in every field, right? Mm-hmm. So even in my boot camps also, we were 4 women and 3 men.
Okay.
In my point of view, okay?
Uh-huh.
So totally in my point of view, I think women are more empathetic than men. So I would suggest more women to come into UX.
UX.
So they can provide more meaningful solutions.
We were talking about aspirants, women aspirants, men aspirants who are coming as well. So let's put a perspective of aspirants and, make it common right now. What would you as experienced UI UX designers tell them before and after coming to the field?
I think look for problems.
Okay, look for
problems.
Everyone will say look for solutions,
Yeah.
but you're saying look for problems and solve that.
I have said that if you don't know the problem, how can you think of a solution?
Yeah, exactly.
No, because you think this solution may be the correct solution for a problem, but it don't be the same. So look for problems, just find problems, okay? And after that, speak to the people who are facing that problems. Okay? So at that time, you can get a very good idea on how to approach for the solution.
Okay.
My piece of advice would be focus on the skills. So end of the day, the skills matter, right? And as Kiran said, problem solving is also important. And after that, when you're stuck, don't just don't be alone and try to face it alone. Just go and ask for help. We shared resources.
Of course.
Yeah, so go to mentors and ask what they are doing, what other designers are doing, so that you will get an idea. And also regarding the portfolio to land a job, there is a saying nowadays UX designers and UI designers are doing a cookie cutter portfolio.
Okay.
Portfolio. Because everyone will follow the same process, exactly ditto process. Only the app names and the designs are different. Okay. Process are same. But there is no need that we have to follow all the process in all the case studies. So if a project requires only 3 process, you can do the 3
process only. So what is one good thing that you would say being in the community of designers? Because we did discuss about the challenges, but every job role and more than the job role, for many people in the industry, especially UI UX industry that we are talking about, it would be passion, right? So what is the one thing that UI UX designing has given?
I have different perspective on things.
Okay.
So along the years when I travel, I think say for example, we read a newspaper kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So everyone will be having a common perspective, like this may be the thing which can happen.
Yeah.
So I will think okay, maybe there is another perspective from the victim side as well.
Yeah.
Or else there may be another perspective for this story as well.
Yeah.
So if there is another perspective, what can be that perspective? So in my terms, I think after looking for problems and thinking of solutions, I guess I got different types of perspectives.
For me, it's all about the creativity part. So I wanted to be in tech, and also I wanted to do problem solving and creative as well. So this is the perfect field I found. And after that, I want to see people are using the screens which I decide.
Okay, so that is where we are going in the next segment and episode of how many people are actually getting involved and what UI UX design means for a business and other things.